Hey guys, this is Dan. So this is my Tesla Model 3 account page, and as you can see it is now blank. You know what that means? It means that I have completed all of the steps necessary to take delivery of my Tesla Model 3. I think it's a little strange that all of a sudden the page goes blank, but whatever. So I will be picking up this car tonight at 8:30 p.m. in Fremont. Yeah, that's 8:30 p.m. And that was the only time slot open and available for me when I scheduled that. I think it was yesterday or maybe the day before yesterday. And if that time didn't work for me, the next available time was going to be Thursday. So they are cranking out these Tesla Model 3s. And they are completely slammed, working around the clock to make this happen. I don't know if this would be the case at some of their other showroom locations. I know at the Tesla factory, real estate is a premium there. They are trying to get cars off of the lot to make room for more cars as they make them. So a lot has happened since the last video. I want to try to go over some details here. There's lots of interesting things that I learned. This video might be a little bit more crude than my last few ones. I only have like 15 minutes to do this. So forgive me if this doesn't go quite as smoothly as my other videos. Not that the other videos are amazing or anything, but anyways. So first let's talk about financing. So my last video I mentioned that I was going to finance through Tesla, and what they do is they shop the loan for you. They don't provide the loan themselves. They shop the loan for you, and after you apply, they send you this email giving you your options. I guess normally there'd be more banks or other options here, but the only offer I got was from Chase. And in this offer for 72 months, you get 3.19% financing, or 3.19% interest rate. So I was expecting to get 2.74. That's what I've seen advertised previously on my account page and in other communications with Tesla. I guess things have changed, and I understand that over time rates change, and that's just how it is. So that rate is no longer available. But this is what I could get at 72 months. Now I inquired to see if we can lower that rate, and we can by dropping the term down to 60 months, and that puts us at 3.09%, or 48 months at 3.04%. Okay, and that's if you put 10% down. I believe when I was talking to them, if I decrease that down payment, then Chase wouldn't be able to give me this good rate. So I decided to go ahead and apply to other lenders, just because this rate wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. And I checked out Alliant Credit Union. So here's their homepage right here, and like I've showed you guys in my previous video, they offer this 2.74% APR for new cars. Now what's interesting is that they also have car loans specifically for Tesla, and here are the rates for some specific Tesla models right here, which are pretty impressive. But when I called them to talk to them about what rate I could get with the Tesla Model 3, the best I can do is 2.99%. And that's the best rate they can offer. And what was interesting is that they told me that Tesla controls how good of a rate they can offer. So even if they wanted to, they couldn't offer less than 2.99. So back here on this homepage, even though they say for a new car they can offer a rate of 2.74, I guess that's for every new car except for Teslas. So 2.99 is the best they can do for a Tesla Model 3. So that's Alliant. Another credit union worth checking out is TechCU. they advertise a rate of 2.49%, but once you go down here to this table, you see that you get 2.49% only for terms 12 to 36 months. Once you step up to the 60-month range, then it's 2.99%. Someone that commented on one of my videos said that they got 1.99% from TechCU. So definitely worth checking out when you are considering your options for your loan, because they probably offer the lowest rates that you can find, as well as Alliant. So let's see here. Let me check my notes. What else did I want to share about that? So I ended up going with Alliant. When I applied for my loan with them, they approved. Basically what I did is when I applied, I took the price of the Tesla Model 3, the $56,000 price, subtracted the money that Tesla already has, the $3,500 that Tesla already has from me. So that's the $1,000 deposit and the $2,500 order fee. And so those two things get applied to the price of the car. So I took the price of the car, subtracted those things, came up with $52,500, and that's what I wanted to get a loan for. This is a great rate, right? So let's finance the entire thing. I'll invest the money that I otherwise would be spending in a down payment, and hopefully get better than 2.99% on those investments, and things are good. So anyways, this is what they offered me. I could get a loan for that full amount at 2.99% for a 60-month term. And honestly, the 2.99% rate here isn't all that much better than what, let's see, where's Tesla's here? Than what Tesla was offering me at 3.09%. If you look at the whole life of the loan, the difference is something like $175, I think. I could be wrong on that. You guys could use an online calculator to double check that, but it might have been like $145. So not that much of a difference. But, in that moment, the time that you took to apply for the two loans and deciding to go with the one with the better rate, that time you spent doing that, if it took you an hour, you just made $145 in an hour, So I decided to go with Alliant, both because the rate is lower and because the down payment was going to be less. So when I chose to go with Alliant, one of the representatives reached out to me, and here's something interesting. So I applied on Thursday, went through the whole online process. It told me, things are set up, we're good to go. And then it didn't really give me any indication as to when I would be contacted or when this thing would be approved and when Tesla would get their money, etc. And so it's kind of up in the air, and I really wanted to pick up my car today on Saturday. And this was Thursday that I applied for this. So I called Alliant. They have a 24-hour line, and the rep there told me that this window seemed very short, very tight for them. So from Thursday to Saturday, there's some risk there that they wouldn't be able to have this ready in time. So he told me to call Alliant the next morning as soon as the office is opened for the loan officers. And so I did that, and I called them. And they said that they would be able to expedite things for me. And so when Brandon here reached out to me, I made it very clear I wanted this done by Saturday. And he said that we could do that, but he would need all of his documentation that day on Friday. And one of those things included this right here, a copy of the final purchase agreement. Now, what's interesting is that part of the online process, it asks for the preliminary purchase agreement, or it called it something else. It's like an MVPR. I'm not sure if that's right. And the sales advisor from Tesla, she provided me that, but that's not the final purchase agreement, even though it looks very similar. So Alliant needed the final purchase agreement, and I got that from Tesla and passed it along to them. Then they did their processing. They provided some documents via DocuSign for me to sign, and that was it. And they wire the money directly to Tesla. So I don't even have to take a check into Tesla. Like, they wire the money to them. Okay? So I got this all set up with Alliant. I had to give them my checking account, like routing a number and account number, so they can set up automatic payments just right off the bat from day one. So that's all set up, and they're just going to wire the money to Tesla. So I got that set up, and then I went back to the Model 3 account page, and it shows me that, like, oh, this is covered under financing, like that $52,500 is covered under financing. I wish I had a picture of this. I can't go back and show this to you guys. But it showed that financing covered that amount, and then it showed the amount due from me before I can pick up the car. And you can either pay that with a check when you show up there at Tesla, I believe. Double check with your sales advisor to see if you can do that. What I did is I paid online through Tesla's website. And so I just paid the difference of, like, I think it was $49,000 or something. I might actually have that here. Yeah, actually here, I have it all here. Okay, so this is the final purchase agreement. And it took me a while to figure out how to black out some of this stuff, but this is what this looks like, and I'll scroll through it so you guys can take a look at it. Hopefully there's no more sensitive information here. But nothing has really changed from what you guys have seen before. I thought it was interesting that the mileage on the car is 50 miles. I don't know how they're driving 50 miles around the parking lot of the Tesla factory. I'm going to ask them about that, mostly because I'm curious. I don't really care, but I'm curious. So here's some interesting details. Here's that sales tax right here. So it's a hefty amount. When you're buying an expensive car, the tax can really add up. Vehicle license fees, registration fees, so all of those things get added in. So here's the total government fees right there. And then your subtotal. So order payment, so this includes the $2,500 order fee as well as the $1,000 deposit to reserve the Tesla Model 3. And then here we can see that Alliant Credit Union is paying for the $52,500. And then this is the amount due from me right here. And I paid that online through Tesla's website. So when I show up to pick up the car, we only have to do the fun stuff. Like, I get in, they show you how to set up your phone, etc., etc. We don't have to worry about money because this is all taken care of. So here's the rest of the purchase agreement. I'll scroll through so you guys can pause it and read it if you're interested. And Tesla actually has you electronically sign this document. I'll show you the email that I got for that. I believe one of my viewers said that they were in Washington, D.C., so this might be interesting for you. Here's all the information that Tesla has to wire them money. So you might need to give that to your lender. I didn't have to, by the way. Oh, and something else to mention about Alliant. When I went through their online application process, it never asked me for PINs for getting through the credit freeze that I had. If you recall in my last video, I talked about how I have all my credit frozen. And Tesla required that I open it up fully so that they can run their credit checks. And I guess, like, now that I understand what they do, that they shop the loan around, I guess they don't have a way of taking PINs from me and giving them to all of these other lenders like Chase, etc., for them to run the credit with. I mean, these pins are one-time use only. And so if Tesla has these one-time use pins, they give them to Chase, they give them to Wells Fargo, whoever they shop around with. And these pins can only be used once. So now I can understand why the pins don't work with the way that they do things. So that actually makes a lot of sense. I feel less bugged about that. So I unfroze my credit for everyone to access it. And so since that was already done, when I went with Alliant, like I just had them do their thing. They didn't need any pins or anything, but the online application didn't even ask for the pins, which I thought was interesting. Anyways, maybe if you call them, then you can give them pins to access your credit. Okay. So that is the final purchase agreement. Let me show you the email that Tesla sent me to have me sign this. So this is that email. And it uses like Adobe's signature feature. So when you click on this link, it basically takes you to a page where you click some things and suddenly the document's signed. Don't ask me how that's legitimate. I don't know how that all works. Like at least with DocuSign, I understand that you can have an account and you can actually have a physical signature that it can paste in there for you. Anyways, I'm sure some of my viewers have a better understanding of how these electronic signatures work. I haven't looked into it much. So that's basically it for financing. So all of that is taken care of and I don't need to worry about it. So now let's talk about the insurance. And I'm sorry this video is going long, but hopefully this information is useful for you guys. So for insurance, I basically gave myself two options. I could go with Liberty Mutual, which is who I currently have my policy with, or I could go with USAA, because I do have a USAA account. And, and I had a page up showing a quote from them. Lame. That's okay. I remember what it was. So with USAA, let's see, currently I'm paying $106 per month to insure my truck and my Honda, my old Ford Ranger and my 2013 Honda. Currently I'm paying $106 per month. With USAA, my auto insurance was going to go up to $154 per month. And then with, let's see here. Yeah, here we go. Here's the quote from Liberty Mutual. Oh no, this is Liberty Mutual telling me, because I actually went with Liberty Mutual. So spoiler alert here. I went with Liberty Mutual. So previously I was paying that $106, so it went up to $166. So $60 more. With USAA would have been, let's see here, doing math on the spot. 54, so $48 more per month to insure the Tesla Model 3. So not that bad, honestly. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. So why did I go with Liberty Mutual then? One, like, I was already kind of working, putting in a lot of time trying to get all of my ducks in a row so that I can pick up that car today. So honestly, I was feeling a little bit burnt out, so I didn't want to go through all the trouble of switching insurance companies, even though that's relatively straightforward, honestly. But second, like Tesla has this whole Insure My Tesla program with Liberty Mutual. This is like a special Tesla deal that's worked out with Liberty Mutual, and you're supposed to get all of these special benefits with it. So I was like, oh, sweet. Like these things sound really cool. Like new car replacement allows for a brand new car within the first year in case of total loss, you know? So this is all good stuff. So I went ahead and got myself signed up with this. And then I started talking to the agent a little bit more about it. And I asked them, you know, like how these things are special. I wanted to make sure that the policy really included these things. And guess what I found out? So all of these things here, these three items, are all standard with Liberty Mutual for all of their policies. So with Insure My Tesla, these things aren't special. And I'm assuming that a lot of other insurance companies also include these things standard. And then these two things are optional, and all insurance companies have these options, I'm sure. And then finally, this thing right here, claims valet service to drop off a rental car at the scene or schedule a swap at an agreed upon time and place. She wasn't sure if that's standard, so that might actually be special. So that's the one thing you get. So I'm paying an extra $12 a month for that. So I will be switching insurance companies, just not right now. Because this really isn't all that special. Insure My Tesla, like, I don't know what's going on here. So let me talk a little bit about the some details when I was talking to Liberty Mutual. So when I first called them, first of all, the person I talked to had no idea what a Tesla Model 3 was. That's fine, not a big deal. But like the Model 3 isn't even in their system. I provided the VIN number. But then they also needed the cost of the car, so I provided that. And then I kind of pushed them about this Insure My Tesla program, and the rep that I was talking to didn't even know about Insure My Tesla. And so she dug into it a bit. I was on hold for about a good 10 minutes or whatever. And it turns out there are only 3 sales agents at Liberty Mutual that know anything about Insure My Tesla. So if you do want all of these special features that aren't special and this one special feature, and you want to be sure that you're using Insure My Tesla, then you want to make sure you're talking to one of those 3 agents. And if the person you talk to there doesn't know what you're talking about, push them and tell them there are 3 agents there that do know and that they are the ones you want to talk to. Okay? The other interesting thing is when the agent first quoted me a price, he said it was going to be an additional like 12, it was like 1,100 per year or 1,150 per year, I believe. And what's strange is that previously when I got a quote for just a normal car at the price of the Tesla Model 3, I did that like a couple weeks ago, it was going to be like $979 per year. And so I told them that, and they were doing things. I don't know what they were doing. It took her about 5 minutes to kind of figure it out. But then she's like, okay, yeah, it's at $979 now. So, yeah, so that's what I'm paying. We have a pretty good driving record, like almost 0 claims on our insurance. So we're pretty optimal as far as a lot of that's concerned. And that's what we were paying with Liberty Mutual, was that $979 per year for the Tesla Model 3. So yeah, let's see here. With USAA, even my home insurance was going to be a lot cheaper, like $400 per year cheaper. So I'll probably be switching over to them as soon as I have the time. So when I got this insurance set up, I went into my Tesla account, which of course has nothing on it now. I went into my Tesla account to update the information there, put in my policy number, contact information for Liberty Mutual, etc. And then I updated the proof of insurance. And what Liberty Mutual provided me, they emailed me a PDF that had, what is it called? It's called the binder, which not sure how to describe that. It's part of the proof that I have insurance set up with them. And then also those insurance cards. And I should probably print those out before I leave, actually. So I'm glad I just thought of that. So I'm going to print those out before I leave. Make sure you do that as well before you go to pick up your car, because it's probably good to have that proof of insurance on your drive home. I could have taken an image of the screen or printed out those insurance cards and took a picture of them to upload that picture. That's not what I did. What I ended up doing is just uploading that PDF And that worked. Like, it was able to upload. It just didn't have a preview to display on the page, but I was able to upload the PDF. So, that's pretty much it. Those are all the main details. I do want to, just to wrap up here, I do want to say that my sales advisor was awesome. The sales advisor from Tesla, like, she was very patient. I'm the kind of person that asks a lot of questions. Sometimes it annoys people. I'm a little bit OCD, or a little bit more detail oriented than normal, I suppose. But she was super patient through the whole process, like, very nice to talk to. She was great on the phone, very, very helpful. And it was interesting. She told me about what it's like for the sales advisors right now. Like, they are working like 6 days a week. Like, she leaves work around like 5 or 6, but then in the evening she's still working, and still trying to get stuff done. And so it's not just production hell that's going on over there at Tesla, but also sales advisory hell. And I just want to say that her name is Ashley Lynn. And I just want to say thank you, Ashley Lynn, for all of your hard work. Like, I think that you are a part of something really important. And it's all a part of us moving towards a more sustainable future. And I think that the hard work that you are putting in, it's not just a job, but I think there's something more important or something bigger that's happening here. And so I just appreciate your hard work. Cool. So finally, to wrap up, guys, we'll have a video showing me taking delivery of my car and my first reactions, yada, yada, yada. I'll try to find things that are unique that nobody else is showing in those videos, which will be hard because there are a lot of reviews and first reactions to Teslas. One of the things I want to do is compare it to my Honda. My Honda is like a very, Honda makes really high quality products, and I've been very happy with my Honda Accord. So I want to do some comparisons there. So if you like my videos, if you like what I'm doing, please subscribe, please like. In the description below, if it's not there now, it'll be there later, but I'm going to have a reservation, the referral link for that I got from my parents because they own a Tesla Model S. And if you're interested in purchasing a Tesla Model S, a Model X, or any of Tesla's energy products, please use that referral link. If someone just uses it once, then my nephew, Liam, of whom I have another video up on YouTube that you could check out. It's pretty fun. But he'll get his own little Tesla that he could drive around, which would be kind of fun. All right. Thanks, guys. I'll see you soon with my delivery video.